All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Westmoreland Fair. My name's Chase Diamond, joined by my co-host, Brad Noogie. Brad, man, it is an incredible night for championship sled pulling action right here in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. You know, we've been battling the weather all season, but tonight, you know, it's sunny, and the sun's setting there over the mountains, and we're ready to go truck and tractor pulling.
Yeah, beautiful evening here, not too hot. Probably going to cool off a little bit here as the night goes on, but I think the diesel engines will like that later on here in the evening. And we got lots of pulling action getting ready to go with 2 tracks.
Yeah, 2 tracks is always fun. You know, we're looking at the Pro Street Semis first up on track 1, and track 1 is the grandstand side track. So the 3.6 Pro Street Semis, we got 2.6 Pro Street diesel trucks, limited pro stock tractors, and on track number 2, the 410 Super Stock, Super Farm, Hot Farm, the Run What You Brung and Hot Street Semis on track number 2. So a lot of good pulling classes getting set to go. They're making those final preparations. You can see they're slinging the weight into that decision maker sled down there at the starting line.
Yeah, getting that red sled ready to go over on the grandstand side, the gray sled over here on the infield side. So it looks like our first 410 truck getting ready to go on that infield side. And that's going to be Brian Koya out of Atwater, Ohio, with a 2003 Chevy S10 called the Outwitted 2.
Yeah, Brian Koya on the CS point circuit. All these trucks out here running points in the 410 Superstock class. And, man, when we look at those points, it is tight this year.
Yeah, this class has been very competitive. Distances have been very close all season, and we have seen multiple winners in this class. It is anybody's game any night. Probably some of the most competitive pulling we've seen all year in all the classes. I think it's been very, very tight races all season long, so we should have a really good pull here tonight.
Well, and looking at our points here, coming into this event, it's kind of the rivalry. We got Back in Black, driven by Trevor Konzorski, leading in points, actually tied with Calvin Brown Sr. So Back in Black, Pipe Dreams, both at 180. So tied coming to this event. Pieces and Parts in third so far with 178. So it looks like we're ready to send them right now.
Yeah, looks like Brian Koya underway. So making his way down, and that is a little bit of a rough start there. He's going to back out of it. Now, he is a test puller, so he will have the option to drop and come back, and we'll find out if our sled is set.
Yeah, so it really sounded like an RPM spike there. Not sure if something in the transmission let loose or what's going on, but you can see they're down there checking things over and seeing if he wants to go back. Now, probably he'll come back at the end of the class if as long as there's nothing wrong with that truck.
Yeah, so we'll find out if our sled's set, and we'll see what Brian's going to do here with the Outwitted 2. It looks like still getting that sled ready over on that grandstand side, just about set to go over there with the 3.6 Pro Street Semis.
So he's at 224 and 7.3 is the distance there for Brian Koya in the Outwitted number 2. Oh, look at that, Brad. We got our first Pro Street Semi rolling onto the track now.
Yeah, this is going to be John Ramsey out of Ligonier with the 1976 Freightliner Powerliner called Off the Hook.
Yeah, this class super fun. And looking at the lineup here, we've got a couple trucks from the state of New York as well. So talk about a drive.
Yeah, we got to see those trucks a few weeks ago up at Little Valley, New York, making the trip down to Westmoreland here tonight. Some strong running 3.6 trucks out of the state of New York here.
Yeah, and they're competing with our friends over at the Outlaw Pulling Series up there. Greg Graham doing a great job with that organization as well. So, you know, one thing we always like to do, Brad, you know, with working with other organizations, it's super important. And we worked with Outlaw Pulling Series up there at the Cattaraugus County Fair. And, man, we had a great time and really good numbers up there as well.
Yeah, really nice event up there. We had a lot of fun up there on 2 nights of pulling. So it looks like just about ready to go on that Pro Street side with John Ramsey and Off the Hook. The Freightliner out of Ligonier kicking things off.
So as he gets that big turbocharger spinning.
looks like something come apart in that motor. He started with a coolant leak up around 100 foot, and a lot of coolant coming out of that engine there at the end. It did not sound good.
Yeah, I don't know what went wrong there, but boy, the sparks were flying. I don't know if that was clutch or what went wrong.
I'm thinking he might have lost a cylinder on that one. It definitely a lot of smoke starting up around 100 foot. I think that's coolant coming out from underneath the truck, so unfortunately that is going to be it for John Ramsey tonight out of Ligonier with Off the Hook 221.29.
As we get that Mr. Excavator replay coming up. Wow, yeah, look at right there. The smoke blowing out of it, the coolant. Yeah, look at the sparks as well.
Yeah, that was a good run. Hopefully it was just a coolant leak, but something definitely coming apart there at the end. And getting ready to go over on our super stock truck side.
So currently tied for that #1 spot in points, Calvin Brown Sr. Coming back. This is the first year he's been back for many years, and he bought the old live wire truck. Used to be driven by Darren Young, and man, he's been dominating.
Oh, he has been running very strong truck when Darren had it. And Calvin Brown Sr., this is actually his old truck. He sold the truck to Darren a number of years ago, retired from pulling, had the opportunity to buy that truck back over the winter, and been very strong here so far in 2026. So we'll see what he can do here tonight.
Yeah, so like we talked, leading in points, tied for that #1 spot.
Calvin Brown Sr. getting set to go with the 98 Chevy Pipe Dreams. Oh, and a rough ride there. Able to power through that little bit of wheel speed off the line there, and then that truck picked up a lot of RPMs, had a little bit of a rough ride, but the veteran driver doing a good job. We'll wait to get his mark.
So there we got our replay coming back up. Yeah, a little bit of hop there about mid-track, and just decided to let out of it. So it looks like a mark of 261.52, 261.52.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see if anybody else is going to try that same line, or if they're going to move that sled around out there, try to find something a little bit smoother going down that track.
So we got where trackside, he's going to drop that hook.
So did they make a sled reset then after Brian Koya, since he was our new test puller?
We'll see. We're listening trackside, see what is up.
And we're getting ready to go over on the semi side.
And on our semi side, we have Caleb Mills. They're driving a Kenworth. He calls his truck Nuts.
Getting ready on the sled now out of Andover, New York, with the W900 Kenworth. This will be Caleb Mills with the truck called Nuts and Bolts. Getting ready to go with that Kenworth machine out of the state of New York. Strong running 3.6 Pro Street truck. Right now the mark to beat in that class, 221.29. Getting that track ready for our next 3.6 Pro Street. See what Caleb Mills can do. Making that trip down out of Andover, New York.
our four-wheel drive class, we're looking for Jim Tabor. Calls his truck over the top. It's a 97 Ford.
Looks like maybe making another adjustment over on that super stock sled. We'll get the official word from trackside on that. Those green flags are out for Caleb Mills with nuts and bolts. And a good solid pass for nuts and bolts. Caleb Mills gonna be right up around that 300-foot mark.
That's the man to beat right now. Oh, yeah. Enough smoke out.
His distance 302.07, 302.07. So that'll be the new lead in the class. Getting ready to go over on the super stock truck side. Out of Williamsfield, Ohio with a 97 Ford F350. This is Jim Tabor with the truck called Over the Top. This is a new truck on the circuit in 2026. Jim got to drive Calvin Brown Jr.'s truck at the end of the season last year over at the South Buffalo Fire Department, and decided he needed a truck of his own, so found this truck over the winter, got it all put together, and been running pretty strong here so far in 2026. Jim Tabor getting set to go with the Ford Over the Top. Powering through that rough spot in the track, putting down a great run for Jim Tabor Over the Top. Put down a good solid pass. We'll wait to get his mark. .296.24, 296.24. And looking at that on the replay, what a wild ride for Jim Tabor. Tried a little bit different line. Got a little further down the track, so we'll see how that pans out as the class goes on. And getting ready to go over on that semi side. Out of Rexville, New York, with the Peterbilt 359. This is Greg Winslow with the truck called Bull Moose. Looking to get beyond that 302 mark. Another tough running truck out of the state of New York. See what he can do.
All right. 261.64 feet.
Wait to get the mark for Greg Winslow with the Bull Moose. 261.64, 261.64. So a good pass put down there, going to move him into that number 2 spot.
All right.
Head back over to our super stock truck side. Next truck getting ready to go over there out of Saxonburg, Pennsylvania, with a 1967 Chevy. This is going to be Sam McGill Sr. with the Predator 4.
Predator 4, the Chevrolet.
Sam been having a pretty strong season here. Did a lot of work on the truck over the winter. So we'll see if he can get out past that 296 lead mark.
On over the top. We'll see if the Predator can catch up and take the lead.
All right, looks like Sam's got that chain tight. Eddie Zedrick down there giving him a few words before he takes off. Eddie been helping Sam with that truck over the winter, getting it running strong here in 2026.
He's driving forward. Calls his truck the Big Bird.
Sam McGill with the Predator 4. Looks like he broke the hitch on the truck. A little bit of a rough ride going, was all over that track.
When they break loose, the kill switch shut the truck down. So we'll see what really happened down there. Did his hitch come apart? 286 and change on that pole. 286.
So getting ready to go back over on our semi side. Our next competitor getting ready to come to the track right here in Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania. This is Tom Takich with the Ford Louisville.
Hey, Tom Takich.
Now it looks like actually Roger Arrett up on the sled now.
Big Bird.
Another competitor out of Mount Pleasant with a 1986 RD 822 Mac. See what the big Mac out of Mount Pleasant can do.
And Tom's from Mount Pleasant.
He's looking to get out beyond that 302 lead mark. All right, so Roger Arrett getting ready to go with the Big Mac out of Mount Pleasant. See if he can get beyond that 302 lead mark. Roger Arrett making a good solid pass with the Mac. See where he's going to stack up in that class.
The leader is still Caleb Mills, the 302.
Rogers distance 221.29, 221.29. So that's actually going to tie him with John Ramsey.
Oh, he pulled out of order here. All right. That was Roger Everett. That pulled.
So getting ready to go back over on our super stock truck side on that infield track.
John got out of line. He was a little nervous tonight. tonight.
Out of Brookfield, Ohio, with a 1933 Chevy. This is Luke Simeon with Out of the Blue. So right now that lead mark over on the Superstock truck side at 296 for Jim Tabor over the top.
Now we got Tom Package on the semi side. And we have Luke Simeon on the four-wheel
See what Luke
drive
Simeon
side.
can do. Out of the Blue. Strong running Chevy truck getting set to go. Luke Simeon out of the blue. What a strong pass. As he powered down the track with an impressive run. Gonna move that leader mark. We'll wait to get his official distance. And the distance for Luke Simeon, 3:11.46. 3:11.46. So now up on the track, on the semi side, we've got Tom Takich out of Mount Pleasant with the Ford Louisville. Tom actually used to run the weight transfer machine. He ran the Great Decision Maker for a few years. Passed that operating duty on, so trying out the street semi class here tonight with the truck he calls Big Bird. Did not like the way he started out there, so gonna go back and give it a second attempt. So each competitor does have 2 chances to get that sled out beyond that 100-foot mark. He's going to go back, try it one more time for Tom Takich with Big Bird.
I've been asked to announce that there are 2 vehicles sitting outside the pit gate. A Chevy Silverado, license plate Victor, B as in boy, F as in Frank, 0062. You need to move right quicker. They're going to probably hook on to it and take it away.
Tom Takich with Big Bird getting up there around that 150 mark.
You need to move right quicker. They're going to probably hook on to it and take it away.
Tom's distance 166.22. 166.22. We'll jump back over on our super stock truck side.
5895. You need to get moved. I mean, you're blocking people in, they can't get out. And they said if you're not there in a few minutes, they will move them for you.
We're going to stay over on the semi side.
And Luke Henry will be our next competitor on a semi
Next
side.
up in the semi class, out of Latrobe, Pennsylvania, with a 1982 Kenworth W900, it'll be Luke Henry.
Calls his truck the Buckeye Bow Tie.
So just a couple more trucks to go in our Pro Street division.
You got Luke
Henry
Henry
getting
back
backed into the sled.
For the semis. We need Super Farm Hot Farm tractors. You need to get down here, plus the 2.6 Pro Street diesel trucks. Let's get lined up, gentlemen. Be ready for you here in just a moment.
So green flags are out. Luke Henry underway with the Kenworth out of Latrobe. He's going to get up there around that 200-foot mark.
Good try tonight. Distance for Luke was 208.24 feet.
Wait to get the distance for Luke Henry. He moves into the number 5 spot at 208.24. 208.24.
One more semi to go.
Looks like they are checking something out on that sled over there on that super stock truck side. So we'll stay with our semis. As our final truck in the 3.6 Pro Street getting set to come to the line. Out of Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania with a 96 Freightliner. This will be Dustin Vincek.
And on the semi side, we have Dustin Vincek. He traveled a 98 Freightliner. And who we have left on the Super 410 class? On 410 Super Stock class.
Final truck in this 3.6 Pro Street division. Dustin getting that Freightliner backed in. Caleb Mills out of New York still holding on to that lead over there at 3:02. Greg Winslow in second at 2:61.
Then followed by Ronnie Jack.
So 2 New York trucks right now holding on to those top 2 spots.
On our semi side, our leading
It's
distance
Dustin
right
Vincek
now
getting
is
ready to go.
302.
Final
That's
hook
by,
in this 3.6 Pro
Caleb
Street
Mills
division.
with his nuts and bolts.
All right, looks like Dustin's got the green lights on the sled. Green flags are out. See what he can do with that Freightliner out of Mount Pleasant.
All right. I think he was taking it easy tonight. He has to go to work with that thing in the morning. Oh, yeah. 176.45.
All right, so Dustin Vincek will wait to get his distance. And Dustin goes 176.45, 176.45. So we'll have a rundown here in your Pro Street Semi class. 7th place will go to Tom Tackage. 6th place goes to Dustin Vincek. 5th goes to Luke Henry. 4th will go to John Ramsey. 3rd goes to Roger Ehret. Second goes to Greg Winslow with the Bull Moose. And your winner tonight at 302.07, Caleb Mills out of Andover, New York with Nuts and Bolts. So wait and see back over on that Superstock truck side if they've got that issue figured out with the sled. If not, we'll get the red decision maker reset and get ready to go with our next class over on the grandstand side. Pulling some weight out of that red decision maker sled. Work continues over there on the gray sled.
Caleb Mills was in first place. Second was Greg Winslow. Number 3, Roger Everett. 4 is John Ramsey. 5 is
Pulling some of those weights out of the red sled. Each one of those blocks weighs in right around 2,000 pounds. So we'll see how many they're going to pull out here as we get ready to go with our next class.
In the Super Farm Hot Farm tractors and the 2.6 Pro Street diesel pickups.
Remind everybody, tomorrow night we head over to the Transfer Harvest Festival in Transfer, Pennsylvania. Another action-packed evening of truck and tractor pulling with our member state, the Western Pennsylvania Tractor and Truck Pullers. So gas pickups, diesel pickups, tractors, all set to go over there tomorrow night. Check that action out starting at 7 o'clock.
Every season starts with decisions, not just what to plant, but why. Seed IQ is the industry's first product management platform, built to help you make confident product decisions before a single seed goes in the ground. From practical farm research to root reveal, silk reveal, and kernel reveal. Powered by AI, Seed IQ turns decades of data into practical, trusted insights, backed by Beck's proprietary research. Don't just manage your fields, unlock the full potential of every product with Seed IQ.
So just about ready to go over there on that red sled. Getting that weight pulled out. Still a lot of activity over there on the gray sled, so hopefully nothing major there. We'll have that sled back up and going in just a moment. So it looks like the red decision maker makes its way back out on the track as we'll get ready to go with our next division. That's going to be our 2.6 Pro Street diesel trucks. Getting set to go on the red decision maker. So getting ready to come out on the sled right now in our 2.6 division. This is Dave Francis with a 2015 Chevy 3500. Kicking things off.
And our first puller on the grandstand side, Dave Francis.
See what Dave Francis can do with the Chevy. 2015 3500 getting set to go in our 2.6 Pro Street diesel division.
This 2.6 Pro diesel truck class, we only have 3 vehicles here tonight. Dave Francis, Vinny Mayo, and Dave Francis. And this is Dave.
Dave Francis making a nice solid pass to start things off. So we'll see if the sled is set, and if he is going to keep that distance, we'll turn it down and come back later on in the class. Dave Francis with the Chevy. Coming in out of northeastern Ohio. His distance 258.03, 258.03. Let's take another look at that run for Dave Francis with the Chevy. Had a good pass going down through there. Good run out to 258. Talking things over down there trackside with the sled operator Logan Thomas. Find out if they are going to leave that sled set. So getting backed in over on our 2.6 side. Another competitor coming in out of Ohio with the 2009 Ford F-250. This will be Vincent Mayo.
Well, we're able to figure out what happened to the sled. Get it back in action. That sure slows things down. We were doing pretty good up till then. All right, Vinny. You have the better 258 and change to take over the lead. We got the smoke flying. There we go.
So Vincent Mayo underway with the Ford.
Hey, that's a pretty good run. Yes, indeed. 255.89 feet. That'll put him into the second spot for right now.
Wait to get his official mark. 255.89 for Vinny Mayo. 255.89.
There Sindini, 2.
So our next truck getting ready to come to the sled on our 2.6 side. Dave Francis coming back, this time with the Ford 08 Ford F-250.
Dave Francis for that 2008 F-250. I got word from trackside that the other sled is ready to go.
So I did get word trackside, our gray sled is fixed, so we'll be back underway in our super stock truck class.
Tractor class. Ted Giovanelli will be first out. Brady Shaw, Sam McWilliams, Brad McFarland, Ron Bowser, Tom Bosick, and Brian McConnell.
Up on that 2.6 side, Dave Francis with the Ford. Gonna get out beyond that 258 mark.
I'm trying to get a class ahead. We got to finish the other class. Yolks in my face today.
Dave Francis putting down a great pass there. We'll see what his official distance is.
285.38 feet. So Dave Francis
goes 285.38, 285.38. And over on the super stock truck side, getting ready to back into the sled. Out of Adena, Ohio, with a 1966 Chevy C10, this is Trevor Kenzorski with the back in black. We'll see if he can get out beyond that lead right now. Luke Simeon at 311.46.
Driving the truck called back in black.
We'll have the rundown here in that 2.6 class. So your rundown in the 2.6 Pro Street Diesel. Third place will go to Vincent Mayo. Second will go to Dave Francis with the Chevy, and Dave Francis taking the win with the Ford. Trevor Kenzorski getting set to go with the back in black. Going to get beyond that 311 lead mark. Wow, what a pass for Trevor Kenzorski with back in black. Absolutely solid pass. Found a great line in that track. Everybody else has been fighting that track. A lot of bouncing. He was able to find a good solid line. And he puts down a monster pass of 329.87. 329.87. So he'll take over the lead now for Trevor Kenzorski with back in black. So that'll move Luke Simeon into second at 311. And Jim Tabor in third at 296. So getting that red sled reset as we get ready to go over there with our limited pro tractors.
7 competitors in that class.
What an awesome class of tractors, the limited pro A-pump tractors. very tough competitors in that division here tonight. These tractors limited to 540 cubic inch, limited to an A-style fuel pump, but they're allowed to run as big a turbocharger as they want. These tractors are pushing somewhere up around a 6-inch turbocharger. So big turbocharger, their limitation through the fuel pump with that 540 cubic inch limit, and getting ready to come up on the super stock truck side. Out of Sarver, Pennsylvania with a 2004 Ford Ranger. This is Ronnie Jack with the truck called the Bounty Hunter.
Ronnie's been coming here a long time.
So we'll see what Ronnie can do, as he's going to look to get beyond that new lead of 329. Put down by Trevor Kenzorski with the back in black.
I think he was here then.
Getting that sled reset over on the grandstand side. Getting ready to go with Limited Pro tractors.
Trevor Kenzorski.
Final pass to the scraper roller over on that infield side for Ronnie Jack with the Bounty Hunter.
Now the track is clear. Ronnie Jack.
Super stock trucks limited to 410 cubic inches, but these guys turn these motors in excess of 10,000 RPMs. Oh my, Ronnie Jack with the Bounty Hunter. These guys are building a road. That track coming around now as they are building a road out through the end there. We'll see if Ronnie was able to get beyond that 329 lead mark. Oh, he comes up just a little bit short at 328.32, 328.32. But right now, good enough for second place for Ronnie Jack and the Bounty Hunter. So that'll move Luke Simeon into third and Jim Tabor back to fourth, as we've got just a few more trucks to go in that division. And it looks like our first Limited Pro tractor getting set to come to the track. Out of Marion Center, Pennsylvania with the John Deere 4320, this is Gavin Stewart. Strong running John Deere machine out of Marion Center. This tractor formerly owned by the Farringer pulling team, operated by Larry Farringer. Gavin got the tractor, been running it for a couple of years now. This young man has been doing absolutely awesome. So we'll see what Gavin Stewart can do to kick things off here in the Limited Pro division.
All righty.
Gavin Stewart gets that chain tight.
Gavin Stewart.
They'll give him the green flags. He'll get that big John Deere spooled up. Gavin Stewart has a pretty good solid pass there. Got that front end up. It just kind of bobbed up and down going down the track. Gavin's distance 268.22. 268.22. So we'll find out if he is going to keep that and if our sled is set.
Trucks left on that side.
Good solid pass though for Gavin to kick things off in Limited Pro. Go back over to the super stock truck side. Up next. Out of Cadiz, Ohio with the 1978 Chevy 3500. This is going to be Richard Eberhardt with the truck called Pieces and Parts.
Smoking Joe. All right, Pieces and Parts.
So we'll see if Richard can get out there beyond that 329 lead mark. Flags are out. Richard Eberhardt, Pieces and Parts. Oh, he's right there with the leaders. Richard Eberhardt, Pieces and Parts. Look at that good looking Chevy machine. And the distance for Richard Eberhardt, 323.59, 323.59. Moves him into that number 3 spot, so shaking up that leaderboard just a little bit. Talk about good looking machines getting back in on that Limited Pro side out of Mount Pleasant with the John Deere 4430. This is Joe Miller with the tractor, Smoking Joe. Strong running John Deere machine getting set to go. As Gavin Stewart has that lead at 268.22.
Okay, sorry about that. Joe Miller on the tractor side. Joe's driving up 4430. Johnny Deere.
Joe Miller getting back, then getting squared up with that sled.
Calvin Brown and Brian Foy get to go on the truck side.
So Joe Miller gets that chain tight. Getting ready to turn that John Deere loose for Joe Miller and Smoking Joe.
Okay, as soon as we get that hole fixed there, until we got our little, and maybe the groundhogs are digging too much.
One final pass of the scraper roller. Joe Miller looking to get out beyond 268
Joe Miller
with the John Deere out of Mount Pleasant. He has a good solid pass. Going to be right up there near that lead mark. See if he was able to get beyond 268. And a distance for Joe Miller, 263.51, 263.51. Going to come up just a little bit short of that lead mark for Joe Miller with Smokin' Joe. So we'll head back over on our super stock truck side. As we've got just a couple more competitors left to run over there.
There we come. Get out the gator. It'll drag it out there. And on track 2, we're looking for, see, Calvin Brown. Yes. Calvin Brown Jr. out of Andover, Ohio.
So getting ready to come up on the super stock truck side. Out of Andover, Ohio. This is Calvin Brown Jr. with the Chevy called the Buckeye Bow Tie.
Not with everybody in my way right now.
3:29 and change is the leading distance on the 410 super stock trucks.
Calvin Brown Jr. getting set to go on the super stock truck side. That lead mark still out at 3:29 for Trevor Kenzorski. Ronnie Jack in second at 3:28 and Richard Eberhardt in third at 3:23. Green flags are out for Calvin Brown Jr. with the Buckeye Bow Tie.
3:29 and change. That's the mark.
He puts down a big pass. He's going to be up there close to those leaders. So we'll wait to get the official mark for Calvin Brown Jr. See if he can shake up that leaderboard. And indeed he does. Calvin Brown Jr. goes 3:28.12. 3:28.12. Puts him just a couple inches behind Ronnie Jack with the Bounty Hunter. And puts him number 3 in the class right now. Just a couple more left over there on that super stock truck side. So we'll switch back over to tractor action. Next up in the Limited Pro class from right here in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. This is going to be Nathan Graham with the Ford 9000 called the Blue Reaper. I'd like to thank Nathan Graham and Graham Dairy Supply for sponsoring the added bonus purse tonight in this Limited Pro division.
On the track, on track 2, the furthest from the grandstands, we need
So Nathan Graham with the Blue Reaper. Looking to get beyond that 268 lead mark.
So get lined up, gentlemen. We're ready to go for you in this moment. Nathan goes here.
All right, so Nathan's got the green flags. See if he can take the lead right here in front of the hometown crowd for the Blue Reaper. A little bit rough out of the starting line. Had to get that tractor to settle down. Nathan Graham with the Blue Reaper. He goes 286.23, 286.23. So he is your new leader, Nathan Graham with the Blue Reaper.
On track 2, this will be his final 10 lap, his third lap. Outwitted 2.
And coming back over on the Superstock truck side, he was your lead-off competitor. Before they made that adjustment on the sled, this is Brian Coya with the Outwitted 2 coming in from Atwater. Oh, and he's got a big pass. Right up there near those top trucks. Brian Coya in the Outwitted 2. Get his official mark. See if he can get out beyond 329. And gonna come up just a little bit short at 324.34. 324.34 for Brian Coy in the Outwitted 2. So good solid run, putting him in that number 4 spot. We are ready to go back over on the tractor side. So up next in the Limited Pro Tractor Division out of Ford City, Pennsylvania, with the International 766. This is going to be Donnie Hebenthal with the tractor he calls Mechanically Inclined. So they were fighting this tractor early on in the season, having issues with the water injection system. Finally able to get it figured out. Put down a solid pass last time out.
Now we got Donnie Ebenthal coming in with his International 766. He calls Mechanically Inclined. Wonder if that's the driver or the tractor? Well, maybe both.
Donnie Hebenthal getting that chain tight as he's going to look to get out beyond that 286 lead mark. Donnie Hebenthal, good strong pass. With the distance for Donnie Hebenthal, see where he's going to stack up in this Limited Pro division. Coming back up over on the Superstock truck side. Turned down his first run. This is Calvin Brown Sr. with Pipe Dreams. And he puts down a big pass, going to be right up there near those leaders. Calvin Brown Sr. with Pipe Dreams. The distance for Donnie Hebenthal over on that tractor side was 272.73. 272.73. That moves him into the number 2 spot right now in that class. And we'll get the rundown here in the Superstock trucks. As Calvin Brown Sr. went 323.71, 323.71. So rundown in the Superstock truck class. 9th place will go to Sam McGill with the Predator 4. 8th will go to Jim Tabor over the top. 7th goes to Luke Simeon with Out of the Blue. 6th place will go to Richard Eberhardt, Pieces and Parts. 5th place goes to Calvin Brown Sr. and Pipe Dreams. 4th will go to Brian Coyo with the Outwitted 2. 3rd goes to Calvin Brown Jr. with the Buckeye Bow Tie. 2nd goes to Ronnie Jack with the Bounty Hunter. And your winner tonight at 329.87, Trevor Kenzorski with Back in Black. So coming up on that Limited Pro side out of Belmont, Ohio with the Ford 9000, this is Forrest Kemp with the tractor called the Nightmare. Already a couple wins in 2026. Strong running Ford machine, as he's going to look to go beyond that 286 lead mark right now for Nathan Graham. Getting that sled reset over on the infield side, so we can get ready to go with our next division over there. All right, looks like Forrest Kemp got the green lights on the sled, green flags on the track. See if he can get out beyond 286 with the Nightmare. Forrest Kemp with the Nightmare, good solid pass. See where he's going to stack up in this group of tractors.
And he needs a tow tractor. Need a tow tractor for Mr. Kemp.
So Forrest Kemp goes 270.66, 270.66, moves him into that number 3 spot. Nathan Graham still holding on to that lead. Donnie Hebenthal in 2nd. Forrest Kemp moving into number 3. We've got just a couple more tractors to go in Limited Pro. And getting that sled reset over on the gray decision maker. Ready to go with our next class over there. Looks like that's going to be the Super Farm, Hot Farm combo class. Very tough division of tractors. Getting set to go on that infield side. So Hot Farm, Super Farm, a combination class. The Hot Farm's running at 9,500 pounds. Super Farm's running at 9,300 pounds. Hot Farm's running the 20.8-inch rear tires. Super Farm's running the 24.5-inch rear tires. The easiest way to distinguish those two on the track, looking at that rear tire size. The Hot Farm tractors limited to 510 cubic inch. Super Farm 640 cubic inch. Both running a P-style fuel pump. Hot Farms running just a little bit larger Charger. Super Farm limited to a 3x3. Where the Hot Farms run a little bit larger Charger. These tractors make very similar horsepower and torque ratings. And it has been a back and forth battle all season between the Hot Farms and the Super Farms. Getting that sled reset on the infield side. And getting ready to bring our next competitor out in the Limited Pro Division. This will be the second entry out of the Graham pulling team from right here in Greensburg. This will be Kayla Graham with the New Holland 8970 called Billet Blue. So Dad holding on to lead right now at 286. We'll see what Kayla can do with Billet Blue.
Not the grandstand, but the pit area, pit tribe. We're ready for you. There's 7 of you. We've got, what, 2 more on this.
Looks like the infield sled coming back onto the track, so getting ready to go with Hot Farm, Super Farm.
And Kayla Graham.
Up first in the Hot Farm Super Farm class. We'll start things off with the Super Farm out of Fredericktown, Pennsylvania with the International 1066. This will be Ted Giovanelli with the tractor called Shazam. So Ted Giovanelli getting ready to go, as well as Kayla Graham with the Billet Blue on the Limited Pro side. Brooke, do you got a copy? Brooke, do you got a copy?
Sorry, yeah, I do.
Hey, you have a distance in for Ted Giovanelli. He hasn't even ran yet.
Yep, I just took it out. We're good, sorry.
Okay, just checking, make sure I was watching on the screen what was actually going on.
We had a boo-boo.
All right, so Ted Giovanelli getting ready to go with Shazam out of Fredericktown, Pennsylvania. Kicking off things with the Super Farm side of the class. See what Ted can do with the international called Shazam.
Get Ted hooked up there.
I gotta get married first.
Super Farm, Hot Farm tractors.
It'll never happen.
Ted Giovanelli and Shazam.
Ted Giovanelli with Shazam, making a good solid pass. He goes 297.11, 297.11. So we'll find out from trackside if our sled is set and if he is going to keep that. But a very solid pass for Ted Giovanelli with Shazam. So Ted did take that hook, so we'll make sure our sled is set. But right now that's going to be the mark to beat at 297.11 for Ted Giovanelli with Shazam. We'll jump back over on that limited pro side. Looks like Kayla Graham's got the billet blue fired up now. Let's see if she can get out beyond that 286 lead mark. Her dad in the lead right now at 286. So Kayla Graham in billet blue from right here in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Getting set to go. Having some trouble keeping that tractor running. Looks like it shut off on her again. These evenings start getting a little bit cooler. Those tractors can be a little bit temperamental. So we'll see if we can get that tractor fired back up again. In the meantime, while she's working to get that tractor going, we'll jump back over to our Super Farm Hot Farm side as we'll see our first hot farm coming to the track out of New Alexandria, Pennsylvania with the International 1066. This is going to be Brady Shaw with the tractor called Against the Grain. Tough competitor anytime he comes out on the track, so we'll see what Brady can do here tonight. A family deeply rooted in tractor pulling.
We have Brady Shaw on track 2.
Him and his dad share the driving duties on this tractor.
1066. He calls it Against the Grain.
So Brady Shaw getting set to go with Against the Grain, looking to get beyond that 297 lead mark.
And we're waiting on Kayla. Got the hook. Looks like the hood's up a little bit. Maybe can't get it started. All right, in that case, we'll just work on Brady Shaw. Sam McWilliams.
Brady getting that chain tight.
McFarland will be the next competitors on that
Got green
side.
lights on the sled. Brady Shaw Against the Grain. Brady Shaw with the big pass Against the Grain. What an awesome run. Let's see what his official mark is.
Man, he was on a mission there.
Yeah, he was trying to take that sled all the way back to the pits with him. As the new lead mark goes to 327.2. 327.2 for Brady Shaw Against the Grain. Nice job for that third generation puller coming out of New Alexandria.
Well, and it'll be interesting to see how that track holds up. It looks like it's getting better and better as the sun goes down.
It does. It looks like that moisture starting to get incorporated evenly into that track. That surface smoothing up on these guys, and they're getting a little further and further out there as the night goes on. So Kayla Graham getting that tractor fired up again. She's going to try to bring it out onto the sled here. Having a little bit of issues with it here tonight, so we'll see what she can do. As Nathan Graham in the lead at 286.
On the other track, followed by Brad McFarland.
She's had a second and third place finish so far this season. Still looking to pick up her first win.
Yeah, currently sitting 6th in points here so far in 2026. They had some mechanical issues. I mean, man, I feel bad for the Grahams. You know, they've been dealing with mechanical issues on both their tractors, had some pump issues, but you know, they got it figured out. Now, Nathan put down a pretty solid pass so far here in the class.
Yeah, good solid pass for the Blue Reaper, and you know, it's always a little rough when you're in front of the hometown crowd. It always seems to be the hometown jinx, so we'll see if he can pick up the win tonight, or we'll see what Kayla can do. So maybe one of the hometown tractors will get out there in that lead market. We've only got a couple tractors left to go in that Limited Pro division.
Well, I know we always talk about it, but I think one of the most memorable moments whenever Kayla was pulling was at the Butler Farm Show. When she first run, she went out of bounds and she came back, and I believe she won the class that night.
Yeah, it was a wild run. She was the test puller, goes up the track, goes out of bounds at mid-track, had a very solid pass going, and she was able to turn that run down, come back at the end of the night and won the class by just inches. It was very, very close. And she kind of had a repeat run this year at the Big Butler Fair. Not able to come back with the win, but she did come back in second place. Her dad picked up the win there at the Big Butler Fair, so we'll see what she can do here tonight. Looks like they've got that tractor about ready to go on the Limited Pro side.
I see we got to run Kayla first.
So she's got to beat 286 in 2.3. That's the mark to beat, put down by her dad.
She had a good run. Looks like going to come up a little bit short, though.
Well, it looked like the sled pulled her over to that right side, and unfortunately that's going to cost her some distance, but solid pass put down there by Kayla Graham, Bill of Blue.
Yeah, might have been just a little bit heavy on the front end. Those front wheels never picked up and carried for her, and the tractor just kind of bobbed going down the track.
So it looks like your next tractor on the Hot Farm Super Farm side is ready to roll.
Yeah, out of Somerset, Pennsylvania, the International 1206. This is Sam McWilliam looking to get beyond that 327 mark.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he had a good run, started out good. Something not right there, out around that 100-foot mark.
Yeah, unfortunately something let loose there. I do believe he was past that 100-foot mark, so I don't think he'll be able to come back, unfortunately.
No, it looked like he stayed in it past the 100-foot mark. Looked like he was trying to get that tractor to settle in and didn't do what he wanted, so jump back over here and we'll get the distance for Kayla Graham. Kayla's distance 258.25. 258.25. We'll get the distance here for Sam McWilliam. His distance 201.76. 201.76 for the International out of Somerset.
Yeah, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Christian, our production trailer tonight, doing a great job. Keeping up with two tracks is a lot with the live stream.
Yeah, two tracks is a lot in general. There's a lot of moving parts that has to go on just to put on a single track show. And then you have to pretty much double all that for a two-track show. You've got two sets of scales going. You've got two sets of flagmen, pretty much two of everything out there. So it takes quite a crew to make it all work, and they're doing an awesome job out there tonight making everything work. So it looks like one more tractor in that Limited Pro division. Wait to see Jim Swinetack out of Clinton, Pennsylvania with the John Deere 4430. Called Buck up. Now, he was having some issues. He did drop to the bottom of the class.
We got a hot street semi. We got two.
And you can see our 2026 season, our schedule coming up. Fox Township Volunteer Fire Department will be actually October 10th. But Transfer Harvest Home Fair, we head there tomorrow night. And then Friday, Indiana County Fair. And, of course, the legendary DMF Ohio Cancer Benefit Pool. That's where we got the big rigs, the super semis out there at that event. So, man, we got a action-packed rest of the 2026 season.
Yeah, and getting ready to go on that Hot Farm Super Farm side. Out of New Wilmington, Pennsylvania with the John Deere 6030. This is Brad McFarland with the tractor called Untamed. The first entry of the father-son pulling team here tonight.
So this first Super Farm of the class, I believe, as well.
Ted Giovanelli was our first Super Farm, kicking things off. And this will be our second Super Farm tonight.
So Brady Shaw still holding that number 1 spot, 327.
And Brad already has a couple wins this year, so strong running Super Farm. All new engine in 2026, been running very strong.
So it looks like we got our leaderboard up there for the Limited Pro. Nathan Graham, 286, holding out that lead. And we'll see if Jim Swantek is coming back or if we're going to reset the sled and go to the Pro Modified Run What You Brung division.
It does look like he's got that tractor fired up back there in the staging area, getting ready to come to the sled. So we'll see Jim Swantek coming out with the Buck Up tractor out of Clinton, Pennsylvania.
And if you remember last year, Jim Swantek actually brought his Super. He was having some issues with his Limited Pro, so he brought his Super out and put on a show as well last year at the Westmoreland Fair.
Yeah, and he already has a win so far this season, too, up at the Trumbull County Fair. Put down a monster pass up there. Able to find a good line in that track, put down a monster pass to take home the win up there at the Trumbull County Fair. That was an awesome event up there, our first time going to the Trumbull County Fair. And we had an awesome evening of truck and tractor pulling there.
Yeah, and up there on the screen now we got our fan picks for the Limited Pro class. So Nathan Graham was our top tractor in the picks, and then Gavin Stewart second, Kayla Graham third, Forrest Kemp, and then followed by Joe Miller. So super cool on cspulling.live. You can go on there, click that prediction tab, and you can make the predictions of who's going to be the winner of each class, first, second, third. Just a fun game, no money involved, but it's neat, especially when we have our LED video board at the events. We like to put our leaderboard up there as well. And like to give a shout out to Jace's Pulling. He's been doing pretty good with our predictions, Brad.
Yeah, doing a very good job picking those winners over there. So anytime you got some free time, head over to cspulling.live. You can check all the current stats, all the current points, everything over there.
Yeah, so look at there. There's our distance for Jim Swantek. That was his distance from the Trumbull County Fair, 368. And man, I want to say he put at least 20 feet on our leader there.
Yeah, he put down a monster pass. He was just able to find something out there that nobody else could. And maybe we should make a little wager right now. Which track's going to go first, John Deere or John Deere? But we're waiting on both the Hot Farm, Super Farm side and the Limited Pro side. So Jim Swantek having a little bit of trouble getting that tractor to come to line.
So our Super Farm, and everyone knows when they look at this tractor here, the eyes are actually glowing. So especially when you take photos of this tractor, it's a kind of a neat graphic set on the side of that.
Yeah, very good looking John Deere machine. Tough running Super Farm. They've had this tractor down at the Keystone Nationals in Harrisburg. They've made this trip down to, they got the invite to Louisville, Kentucky. That is a invite only down there to the National Farm Machinery Show. They've had this tractor out at the National Championships in Bowling Green, Ohio. So looking to add another win for the season. Already has 2 under his belt.
Yeah, 3 top 5 finishes as well. And saw this tractor at the Bunker Hill Shootout not too long ago as well.
Is 327 and change, so that's going to take a good run to get it.
So it looks like Brad McFarland ready to go on that Hot Farm, Super Farm side.
So remember, got to beat 327. Put down by Brady Shaw. It looks like the chain's tight and he's hooked up, ready to roll.
he's right up there near that lead mark. Brad McFarland and Untamed making a good strong pass. So wait to get his official mark. See if he got out beyond 327. Yeah, he's going to come up just a little bit short tonight. 322.12. 322.12 for Brad McFarland and Untamed. Right now moves him into the number 2 spot. So Brady Shaw still holding on to that lead at 327. Still waiting to see if Jim Swinetek can get that buck up tractor going.
You say a pink ticket?
And getting ready to go over on the Hot Farm Super Farm side. Out of Katanning, Pennsylvania with the John Deere. This is Ron Bowser. He calls this tractor Always Deer Season.
594-807. That's a 50-50.
Good running John Deere Hot Farm coming to the line.
And on track 2, we have Ronnie Bowser, another John Deere. Calls this tractor Always Deer Season. Oh, yeah. 327 is the leading distance by Brady Shaw, followed by Brad McFarland. Hey, gentlemen, what are we running on track 1 now?
Ron Bowser getting back into that sled on the Hot Farm Super Farm side.
Trucks on this track near the grandstand. Just putting one of those other classes in here. Run what you want. The
3 more tractors to go in this Hot Farm Super Farm division.
We're ready to see some action.
Ron Bowser has that chain tight. Wait for the scraper roller to give him the green flag. See what he can do with Always Deer Season.
Hey, how you doing? I'm all right. How you been? Good, good. What's new? Not much. Pork. About it. I heard you did.
Ron Bowser, Always Deer Season. Good solid pass for that Hot Farm out of Katanning.
And the distance for Ronnie Bowser was 291.662.
You put anything together yet?
299.
Slowly. Oh, the motor doesn't before I get the
Looks like over on that Limited Pro side, Jim Swinetek not able to get that tractor to come to the line. Distance for Ron Bowser, 291.66, 291.66. So it looks like getting the sled reset over on that grandstand side, getting that red decision maker ready to go for our next class.
Whatever you can put on this track 1, run what you run to the hot semis. Zip them on down.
Unless Jim Swinetek able to get that buck up tractor to come to the line, so waiting to get the official word there. But up next on the Hot Farm Super Farm side, this will be the second tractor out of the McFarland pulling team. Now Shane McFarland not able to be here tonight, but Tim Buzik doing the driving. Tim steps in and does some fill-in driving when Brad or Shane not able to make it out to the track. So we'll see what Tim can do tonight with the John Deere 4320 out of New Wilmington, the Rutten Buck. Another strong running John Deere Super Farm.
Yeah, the one that I got was the bottom top side. It was like a 1 forward down there.
No. Is that the first time it did?
Another tractor that has made the trip out to Bowling Green, Ohio, and competed at the national championships out there, as well as the Keystone National Indoor Pool.
But I didn't break like you. I just broke an injector light.
Also made the trip out to Shipshawana and competed at the indoor pool out there as well. So even though both of these tractors out of this McFarland pulling team are both John Deere's and both Super Farms, this tractor running the small block configuration where Brad runs the big block. Now the main difference, they're both 640 cubic inches, but the big block gives you less movable weight on that tractor, where Shane's tractor running the small block has more movable weight. So sometimes that is a little bit more of an advantage. So we'll see what Tim can do here tonight with the Rut and Buck for Tim Buzik doing the driving.
Just go down and watch. You have a better time watching. Then you spend a fortune. I think you spend $10,000 to go down there, you know, because you got to buy every, you know, all the tickets and passes and hotel rooms.
Yeah, that was for me. That was the very beginning of the cheap part before they pull that from the motor.
Oh yeah, that's the motor for sure.
So did give word Jim Swintek not going to be able to go in that limited pro division, so we'll have the rundown here in that limited pro class. 7th place will go to Jim Swintek. 6th will go to Kayla Graham with the Bill of Blue. 5th will go to Joe Miller and Smokin' Joe. 4th goes to Gavin Stewart with the John Deere. 3rd will go to Forrest Kemp with the Nightmare. 2nd place goes to Donnie Hebenthal, Mechanically Inclined. And your winner tonight, right in front of the hometown crowd out of Greensburg, Pennsylvania, with the Ford 9000, Nathan Graham in the Blue Reaper. So Tim Buzik getting underway with the Rut and Buck. He puts down a good run. See if it's going to be enough to get out beyond that 327 lead mark. Not going to be enough to take over that top spot. It is going to move him into that number 3 position at 315.67. 315.67. So Tim Buzik and the Rut and Buck moving into 3rd. One more tractor to go in the Hot Farm Super Farm division, as we get the sled reset over on the limited pro side.
Run what you brung will be on track on the near track.
So looks like we're ready to go over on the red sled with our Run What You Brung. Run What You Brung trucks getting set to go over there. As our first competitor coming to the line out of Central City, Pennsylvania with the 97 Dodge 2500. This is Todd Custer with the Coal Mine Express.
There's 3 trucks in that class.
Now Todd was out at Bowling Green last week. Had some engine trouble out there, burned a piston in the motor. Got that truck home and worked hard on it all week to have it out here for the Westmoreland County Fair.
Luke Henry and John Ramsey in the semi-class.
So just got this motor put back together today. So we'll see what Todd can do with the Coal Mine Express. Todd Custer in the Coal Mine Express. A little bit of a wild ride there, bouncing on him a little bit. Todd's distance 296.16, 296.16. Up on the Hot Farm Super Farm side, Brian McConnell with the Milkman's Mojo. Having a wild ride. He was all over that track. Brian McConnell, the Milkman's Mojo out of Volant, Pennsylvania. See what his distance is, and we'll have a rundown in that Hot Farm Super Farm division. And the distance for Brian McConnell on the Milkman's Mojo, 321.17. 321.17. So rundown in the Hot Farm Super Farm class. 7th place is going to go to Sam McWilliams. 6th place will go to Ron Bowser, always deer season. 5th place goes to Ted Giovanelli with Shazam. 4th place will go to Tim Buzik with the Rutten Buck. 3rd will go to Brian McConnell, the Milkman's Mojo. 2nd goes to Brad McFarland and Untamed. And your winner tonight out of New Alexandria, Pennsylvania with the International 1066 Hot Farm at 327 feet, Brady Shaw against the grain. Get that infield sled reset. Get ready to go with our next division over there. We get ready to bring our next Run What You Brung truck out onto the line. From Chicora, Pennsylvania, the supercharged Chevy S10. This is Eddie Zedrick with the truck called Thunderbolt. Eddie and Crystal do the shared driving on this truck. Crystal out there tonight helping him get back into the sled. Eddie doing the driving. Eddie and Crystal also tech officials for CS Pulling Promotions. Eddie Zedrick looking to go beyond that 296 lead mark. All right, so Eddie getting the chain tight. We'll see if the supercharged on alcohol can get out beyond that diesel. Todd Custer in the Coal Mine Express at 296. Eddie Zedrick with the green flags out.
Eddie Zedrick, Thunderbolt.
Eddie Zedrick with the Thunderbolt. Having a hard time getting that truck planted down to the track, but put down a good solid pass. We'll wait to get his distance. Eddie Zedrick in the Thunderbolt goes 331.14, so taking over that top spot. With one more to go in the Run What You Brung class. Had somebody ask earlier, Where are the Run What You Brung trucks at tonight? Well, a bunch of those trucks headed out to the Scheid Diesel Extravaganza out in Indiana, including one of our sponsors in 2026, Jesse Warren, taking that shark bait truck out to the state of Indiana to compete at the Scheid Diesel Extravaganza. We'd like to thank Jesse Warren, wish him good luck out there tonight. Warren Diesel Injection, our 2026 point sponsor in the Run What You Brung division. So getting ready to come out onto the track in our Run What You Brung side out of New Alexandria, Pennsylvania. This is Aaron Zundel with the Chevy called the Steel City Shaker. Now this truck is a two-wheel drive, supercharged on alcohol, getting set to go. So the two-wheel drive is allowed to compete in this class by invitation only. Zundel been having a good, strong season. They went to get this truck ready to go this week, and they found out that there was an engine issue with it as well. They had lost oil pressure at the last event, started that motor for oil, so they had to tear this motor down. It was completely rebuilt and put back together this week, so we'll see what he can do here tonight. The young man out of New Alexandria, Aaron Zundel with the Steel City Shaker, gonna look to get beyond that 331 mark. So it'll be a little bit interesting to see the two-wheel drive with the big tires, if that's going to be an advantage here tonight over the four-wheel drive. So getting that infield sled ready to go. Green flags are out. Aaron Zundel underway. Oh, he's right up there near that lead mark. Aaron Zundel with the Steel City Shaker. Aaron Zundel's distance 313.70, 313.70. So not going to be enough to take over that top spot, but run down in your Run What You Brung division. Third place goes to Todd Custer, the Coal Mine Express at 296. Second's going to go to Aaron Zundel at 313 with the Steel City Shaker. And your winner tonight out of Shakura, Pennsylvania, 331 feet, Eddie Zedrick with the Thunderbolt.
Eddie Zedrick takes home number one. Number two, Aaron Zundel, and Todd Custer is in number three. Just a handful left to go here, 2-3 semis. And we'll call it an evening here at the Westmoreland Fair. We sure appreciate your attendance. Hope you'll come back again. Drive safe. And be careful on the way home.
So we'll get ready to go with our final division on that infield side.
Semis is Tom Package. I believe he hooked before.
Our Hot Street Semis.
As you're leaving tonight, make sure
Up
you stay
first
safe,
out of
drive
Mount Pleasant,
careful.
Pennsylvania with the Mack RD 822. This is Roger Ehret.
Make sure you ask him.
So Roger Ehret making a good solid pass with the Mack. Wait to get his official mark. So the word trackside is he is going to take that hook. We'll wait to get his distance. So up next in the semi division, out of Latrobe, Pennsylvania, this is Luke Henry with a 1982 Kenworth.
Wait, the first one was 252.03.
That should have been Roger Ehret, number 64. All right, so Roger's distance 252.03, 252.03. And Luke Henry making his way down the track right now with the Kenworth out of Latrobe.
And that was Luke Henry. That is 82 Kenworth. His distance was 248.943.
I'm pretty sure I got him. I said I'm pretty sure I got him.
And the distance for Luke Henry, 248.94. 248.94.
And that was Luke Henry. That is 82.
So that'll bring our next truck up onto the sled. Out of Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania, this is Tom Takich with the Ford Louisville called Big Bird.
Now this is Tom Takich.
Tom Takich getting ready to go with Big Bird. See if he can get out beyond that 252.03 lead mark.
All right, now this is Tom package.
All right, green flags are out for Tom Takich, looking to get beyond that 252 lead mark.
And that'll do, Tom. 228.1. 228 and change.
Tom's distance 228.01, 228.01. Up next, out of Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania, with the 96 Freightliner. This will be Dustin Vinsek.
And that'll do it for Tom. This should be Dustin Vinsek. Is that correct, gentlemen?
Roger Arrett in the lead right now at 252. Luke Henry in second at 248. Tom Takich in third at 228. Dustin Vinsek getting set to go.
Probably took 20,000 miles off his clutch doing that tonight, too.
Dustin Vinsek with the Freightliner. Wait to get his official distance. Dustin goes 234.89, 234.89. That moves him into the number 3 spot.
Winslow.
Just a couple more trucks to go.
Dustin Vinsek. All right. At Westmoreland Fair. Sure appreciate everyone coming out tonight. Drive careful, stay safe on your way home.
So Greg Winslow getting set to come out to the sled from Rexville, New York with the Bull Moose. Looking to go beyond that 252 lead mark. We've got 2 more trucks to go here this evening.
Just driving by. 2 trucks to go.
You want to bet this is first and second?
Greg Winslow getting hooked up to the sled
I'll settle for
with
third.
the Bull Moose out of New York.
These trucks don't pull trailers no more. They just pull pretty wide.
All right. There's the time over here, man.
Greg Winslow with the big pass out of the Bull Moose.
322.
Waiting to get his official mark. Greg Winslow goes 322.34, 322.34, so that'll put him into the lead with 1 to go. Our final truck of the night out of Andover, New York, Caleb Mills getting set to go with nuts and bolts.
I didn't install it. When I shoved the clutch in, I'm like, I can't hear nothing. I hit the throttle and attack move. I'm like, okay, we're
Still running.
It was all I had. I mean, I got it out of the hole and just stood on it. Yeah, oh yeah.
I wish I had put it down. I could have done that high.
I matched, Dustin, I matched our two.
This guy's got nothing to go.
Yeah, my 480 is on.
I'll take 2/3 though.
We'd like to give a shout out to our #1 follower on YouTube, Old Buckeyes. Thank you for all your support.
That was payback to Dawson.
Our final competitor of the evening getting set to go.
I need to find myself a pulling hitch, not that I really need one, but it'll be convenient to have.
Caleb Mills with nuts and bolts out of Andover, New York. Looking to get beyond that 322 lead mark. Caleb Mills, nuts and bolts. So wait to get his official mark, but I would say he's going to be your winner. So we'll have a rundown here in just a few moments. Distance for Caleb Mills, 349.22. So a rundown in the hot semi division. 6th place is going to go to Tom Takich. 5th will go to Dustin Vinsek. 4th will go to Luke Henry. 3rd goes to Roger Arrett. 2nd goes to Greg Winslow with the Bull Moose. And your winner tonight out of Andover, New York, Caleb Mills, nuts and bolts. On behalf of CS Pulling Promotions, I'd like to thank everyone for watching along tonight.
Winslow, 3, Roger Everett, 4 is Luke Henry, 5 is Dustin Vincent, and 6 is Tom Tapper. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great night. And for all pullers, thank you for coming.